us are sick.
No. This is it kind of feels like a zombie apocalypse or something, though.
Weird.
It's a little bit eerie with how quiet it is, and I understand the precautions with the social distancing, because
are we 6 feet apart?
Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah. My arm's like 3 feet, so
Perfect.
that's about 2 arms.
That's good.
So it's
it's just weird.
It is weird.
It's just eerie. Like, even driving here, like, I was running late, and that worried me. And then I was like, oh, there's no cars on the road. Yeah. Like, I'm gonna get here. It took me like 3 minutes.
Wow.
That's weird, because like it's normally like a 10 to 12 minute drive.
Yeah, especially in the morning when everybody's normally heading to the offices.
That's why I was worried about timing, because I was like, people are gonna hold me back. But nope, not today. Not now.
Yeah, it's.
So there's parts of me that's like, this is great.
If you have to get somewhere.
Yeah, but there's not really many places to get.
No.
So there's that.
No, it's and it's definitely, I mean, I guess some things that would be valuable to talk about today for sure are kind of those immune boosting tips, the wellness things, and also like what kind of this opportunity brings for small businesses if you look at it from the silver lining instead of just the fear, because it's definitely scary. You know, there's nobody booking in for Flow Spa, and we are still we're still open. I'm definitely trying to like make sure there's not a lot of like back-to-back appointments or anything. That's a lot of people just don't want to book in because they're electing to stay home, which is fine too. But we do everything. I mean, since day one, it's been everything's been about making sure this place was as sanitary as possible.
Well, exactly. Yeah, it's. I think it's pretty hard to keep an illness here.
Yeah, and it's like there's not a lot of contact between people either.
No.
And so as long as I choose not to shake people's hands or greet people too warm,
you're probably the most vulnerable.
Yeah. So as long as I stay away and don't do my normal greetings, then that distance is kept between everybody.
Here's hoping it's good.
But it does, obviously it's scary, although I've been reading there's something that maybe can help with the small businesses, especially the brick and mortars that depend on opening hours.
Yeah.
There are a lot of sort of action plans in place with government grants and stuff. I know that as a Community Future Peterborough client, I'm able to submit like this application to have my loan waived for the month of April.
That's good.
And hopefully, I think a lot of landlords are starting to
look banks.
At that too.
Yeah, I've heard you can get like credit card interest deferred or whatever you want to call it.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of initiative going on right now, and I'm sure it's only going to get more organized.
Yeah.
Because things are changing day by day.
Yeah.
But there's also EI for self-employed people that you can look into, as long as, I learned the catch yesterday, as long as you've been paying into EI, like registered for it or whatever, for a year.
Oh.
And if you haven't, then we're SOL.
Yeah. So if you're just getting started and you're probably not giving yourself a paycheck,
then you're probably,
that's not gonna work. But Facebook has also, I saw something, you can sign up right now. Facebook's got $100 million they're giving to small businesses. 30,000 different, up to 30,000 different small businesses are going to get a grant from Facebook.
Is that Facebook Canada or just the world?
The world. They're doing it in 30 different countries, I believe.
Wow. Well, that's great.
So that's a lot of money to give out, so people can sign up to get more info about that.
Yeah, it seems competitive
Facebook.
Though. That's
I'm sure it will be.
That's not a lot.
It'll be very competitive, but
that's great that they.
But it's still something. It's a grant, right? So
exactly.
You might as well, if you're forced to shut down right now, you might as well. I think depending on, some businesses may have insurance coverage when it comes to like forced closures. If you elect to close, it's different. But if you are forced to close, so like hair schools and things like that have been forced to close may also get some support.
That's good. Yeah, there's definitely, I'm kind of impressed with the amount of support that's been going around, and that, like, both on a small scale between people and on a large scale, like the government's coming in clutch pretty good.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Like, they're working on stuff, and that's cool. And hopefully, like, yeah, people who, I think Jord with the Axe Club, he can get his like EI from there. So people who are employed can get EI for a couple weeks. Like, it's and they waive there's normally like a 1 week waiting period where you like don't get EI.
Right.
But they've waived that because the rules are different. As long as it's a 14-day like quarantine period, then yeah. So things are available.
They've also put a halt on all evictions.
Yes. Yeah. So you don't have to pay your rent this month if you can't. Here I'm gonna say you should.
Yeah, you should.
Because being in debt sucks.
Yeah.
But and hopefully this doesn't put everyone behind. Did you hear? I heard there's gonna be a halt on tax returns coming out. Is that true?
I hope not.
Yeah,
there
we
probably
all hope not.
There probably will be. I've heard that it's the deadline to submit is delayed because it's funny.
Maybe that's what it was then.
Because like my parents already got their tax returns.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah. If you do, you're on
mine
top of it.
there was some sort of like error code, and so I haven't gotten mine. So I was hoping for
that would be
maybe
a
I
little
won't
comfy,
if it's
right?
a halt. I would my intuition says that there will be a halt because all those funds are going to be.
Well, where's the money coming from, right? Yeah. So they're going to have to allocate or reallocate stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll all figure it out. It's just, it's so interesting that we're, like, there's zero certainty with this stuff right now. And it's, I guess we were talking about this yesterday, just like people are trying to make these finite decisions of like, well, we'll do this. And it's like, well, you got to do it one day at a time with this stuff. Like, how do you know?
For sure. Yeah, I think like Canada, as far as the sort of the spread as it happened in China and Italy, Canada is I think 2 weeks behind because the States is 1 week behind, and I think
is that what it is? Okay.
I think we're a week behind the States.
Okay, we'll see.
So, but the actions that have been taken in Canada, have been based off of the hindsight of learning from those other countries so far. And
which
so
is great. I'm really impressed that Canada's been like that.
It may make things quite a bit different for our situation.
Who knows, right? Yeah. I didn't check. Normally I wake up and check the meter of, there's like a worldometer.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, and it has all the lists of like, it's kind of sad to read, but it's got all the lists of like the new deaths that have happened since the last update and the new cases and stuff. So it shows all the stats. And I know yesterday, the last I saw it was Canada was at 445 cases. And I know, like on Saturday it was like 140. So that's an incline for sure.
Yep.
And I think 5 deaths were yesterday. So I'm sure there's more now. Like I'm sure but it's sticking regardless of like what the ratio is. It's about a 7% mortality rate around like for everyone, which is.
It's very high.
That's high. Yeah. Like what's the flu, like 3.5 or something?
I think maybe I thought COVID was like the actual percentage. If we look at like more of the cases, is like 3 to 4%. Okay. So I think that, I think the flu is around 1 to 1 to 1. So it's like 2%, because I think COVID is 3 times the mortality rate of the flu, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I didn't really look into it.
But yeah, so that brings it brings a lot of fear to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And fear and uncertainty. But really the way to essentially there's only one thing that we can really bank on, which is that you've got to still hold on to that gratitude.
Yes.
Because fear can't exist in the presence of gratefulness.
The thing. Exactly. Like fear, it's like I've been victim to it a couple times during this, and I've had to steer myself out of it because it's like, what is that going to do? It's going to make me sick. It's going to make me anxious. It's going to make me like, it's going to weaken my system, and it's just not worth it. So yeah, having these moments of like for example, last night I was really touched that like Pilates on Demand is doing this amazing initiative where there's live workouts every week, and like there's like 25 people that worked out together last night from afar and stuff like that. Like it's neat to see that there is so much good coming from this if you look for it. That there is an opportunity to be grateful. There is an opportunity to have that positivity, that like feeling of love and feeling of connectedness. If you tune in and just like take a minute to even if you are someone who's highly anxious, like I understand that's a medical condition for some people, but taking a minute, like even an hour out of your day to just join into an online community function, whatever it is, like it's awesome. It's really cool.
Even the on our Facebook page for Flow Spa, the live stream's still up there from the meditation we did last weekend.
That's
and that
available.
one was a very powerful way to turbocharge your immune system through meditation. Which,
that meditation is work, but it is effective.
It's worth doing. So we've got lots of time right now you could do that every day, and
why not?
It's going to make a significant difference in how you feel. So
absolutely,
definitely look into checking that out. I'll link it down in the show notes for this episode so that people can check it out. And we'll probably be doing the same thing this weekend because
I'm going to say no one's going to be signed up.
Well, we do have two or three still. Yeah? I think I definitely need to cut the number of spots available just out of precaution. So that we can keep this distance. Maybe no more than 4 or 5 people. I think so. If we get that many out, like I'm sure some people may even cancel or whatever, but
you can always opt. We'll do it live as well. You can opt to. It'll be 8 p.m. Sunday. Which I guess this will be out after that. I may. Who knows? We got time.
There's a lot of time to do work right now, which I think we'll also get into.
It's been fun. But I think bottom line of what we're trying to say is like find times to be still, find times to be grateful, find times to practice joy, because that, like, it's not hokey. It's just joy is really good medicine, and it's good for your system. Like your mind can heal you should you be prepared to do that, you know?
And I think another interesting sort of even quick meditation you can do, which goes back into part of that 6-phase meditation I talked to a few months ago. And the first phase is practicing that compassion and looking at the world from outer space. It's so
important right now,
And the interesting thing is you can definitely feel that love and connectedness, because it's as far as I know, this is kind of the biggest act of solidarity worldwide we've ever seen.
It's kind of like, you can feel a little warmth from it.
As far as people, very much electing to do the social distancing. Even all the big name companies, whether it's grocery stores or McDonald's closing down access to sitting in the restaurants, Walmart reducing hours, all that stuff is an act of trying to limit the spread of this virus, which is
it's really cool to see, like, and you can feel it, like you were saying, you can feel this sense of like social duty. Everyone's got this sort of, I'm doing my part, and that gives you that, you feel good about that, but also it's so great to know that other people are too, for the most part at least. Like, I don't know anyone who's not. I'm sure there are people, but at the same time,
I saw that I just saw like a quick thing. There's the beaches in like Clearwater, Florida are still jam-packed.
Interesting.
Huh. And
I mean, I would want to go to the beach too, but I understand.
I think there was also, I don't know if it was a shopping mall or whatever, but it was, or like something that didn't shut down. That was just like people were crammed into this place.
Was it Oshawa? Some mall here, instead of closing, they went to reduce hours, which in my opinion is really dumb, because now you're going to have this like heavy influx of people in one shot. Instead of having it like spread across the day. And I don't know what's worse, but I just feel like people are going to be closer in physical distance if there's Yeah, malls should close. You don't need to buy retail clothing right now.
No.
Like it's not, it's you're staying at home. What do you need to wear clothes for? Order them online if you need to.
Yeah.
Although actually on that note, Amazon halted all their or they're thinking of halting all their, I can't remember. I saw an article anyway. You shouldn't believe everything you read, but the delivery is a lot slower on anything that's like not medical or things like that. So,
oh yeah.
So me trying to order gymnastic rings to give myself something to do, those might come in late.
I see. But on the flip side of this act of solidarity and feeling closer to people, I don't know if you've sensed it, but there's like an apprehension about seeing another human being. It's almost like that awkward zombie apocalypse feeling. It's like people, I think, don't fully. There's a lot of like mistrust between individual humans right now.
It's interesting,
which is weird. It's a weird feeling, right?
Yeah.
Because I mean, the idea that how long will it take for that to go away?
I'm curious to see if like social anxiety will be increased because it's happening, right? Like obviously being in society, being social is anxiety inducing right now.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what the effects are, because essentially we're wiring ourselves to feel that way.
Yeah.
But at the same, I don't know. I've definitely I've run into friends on the trails I walk on, and I went in for a hug, and they were like, "Whoa!" And so it's just I'm relearning what I'm supposed to do socially.
It kind of feels to me, just like a thought that's going through my head. It feels to me like almost the practice of what it would be like living on Mars if we are all in these bubbles, because I don't think there's oxygen on Mars, right?
Imagine it's hard to breathe there, yeah.
Yeah, so
or it's cold. It's very, very cold.
So like you're in this like bubble, like this literal bubble.
Yeah.
And this social distance exists because
That's a fun thought.
It's going through my head because there's nothing like that. Or the same thing with the zombie apocalypse where you're looking at somebody like, are they like turning into a zombie?
I'm thinking of that Bird Box movie. Did you ever watch that one?
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh, it scared me.
Yeah.
But it's one of those like, if you look at the light of day, you catch whatever the disease is that the disease makes you kill yourself.
Yeah.
So you like thrust yourself in front of a car, or like it's nutty. It's a stupid movie to watch. But as soon as this person like sees the light of day or sees a person who has seen the light of day, they get sick. So it's like I keep thinking of that, where I'm just like, people aren't going out there because the bird flu is out there. We got to keep all the windows drawn, and it's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's definitely like interesting times as far as being, the study of human beings.
Oh, it's fascinating.
Yeah.
I really want to know. There's got to be all kinds of social psychology studies going on right now, and I really want to know what they are. So if any social psychologists out there, like, send me some links. I'm curious.
Yeah.
Love human behavior.
Yeah. But then, so another thing that I think is a good tip to definitely talk about in this time is the need for digital minimalism. We kind of have to know what's going on, or most people do. Not everybody does though, and so checking. The funny thing is, I usually have a Facebook feed blocker.
Yeah.
But Facebook last week just updated their look or whatever, and so the feed blocker is not yet updated to reflect how to block this new UI. So my feed's been active, and so
you're seeing all the crazy.
I've been seeing all the crazy stuff because once you start like scrolling the feed, you get in that infinite scroll. It's like everybody gets sucked into it. The only way to avoid it is to either stay off Facebook, or even more effectively, I find, is install like a feed blocker. Especially if you're running a business that uses Facebook in any way. You kind of have to check in if anybody's messaging or whatever, commenting that you need to reply to. So the feed blocker, or the newsfeed eradicator as it's called, is not working on my Facebook.
And how
right
is
now.
that affecting you? Do you find...
Oh, I check it way too much.
Yeah, it's
like, with the feed blocker on, I go in and check if there's any like direct messages, or check the page once or twice a day. But then once you've got it deactivated again, and like the feed's there, and you're seeing, CBC is going live with Justin Trudeau, and then you scroll down, it's like Rob Ford says this. You scroll down, somebody's made a post about how it's just like the flu and everybody's hating on them, and then somebody makes a post about, then there's a live stream of somebody doing something.
There's always something. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And it doesn't end.
I think so, like...
And it's interesting to be back on Facebook and kind of experiencing this time, because there is nothing to compare this to, and it's
no.
It's something to...
It's a zoo.
To, like, journal about or make note of, because... well, hopefully we don't experience anything like this again.
According to the Eye of Darkness book, the one that had those predictions.
Yeah.
It's supposed to, if this is a correct prediction, come in right now as like it'll leave as fast as it's come in, but then it's going to return again in 10 years. So we'll see. See you in 10 years. I don't know if that's, we'll see.
Yeah.
It was pretty accurate with its predictions otherwise, so we'll see.
Yeah.
But social media is interesting right now. I was thinking about this yesterday, because I'm like, it is both like the biggest blessing to people right now and the biggest curse to people right now, because it is full of fear.
Yeah.
And like, you can get so hooked on watching, the news, and like just getting looped into this sort of, like, you're filling yourself up with so much, not negativity, but fear, which is then not so great on you. I don't want to say negativity because it's current news and it's not negative. It's just unfortunate happenings. But then at the same time, on the other side of it, there's so much community.
Yeah.
There's so much going on that, like, if you know what to filter and how to limit yourself to social media, like if you can practice digital minimalism and practice maybe, like we were talking about batching, where it's just like, check your social media this time and this time. And like, you're not going to miss anything. Something's not going to slip by you.
No.
Because you'll catch it next time.
Or if you need to know something, you're going to hear from it from somebody else.
You're going to hear about it. Like, even though we're isolated and not many of us have cable or whatever, like, you're going to find the information will come around. And at the end of the day, we're being told to stay at home, which means that there's not, like, we're done. There's not much you can do. You don't need to be up to date. If you're not leaving your home, you don't really need to know.
No, it's true.
Much from here. You just need to know you got 14 days of chilling.
Yeah, it's true. I think I like the idea of batching, even if you have to increase the frequency of batching. If you feel better doing it
4 times a day.
4 times a day is better than just hitting refresh every hour, because, as you said, chilling for 14 days gives you a lot of time to do cool stuff right now.
You can do so much cool stuff right now. Like,
it's a good time for... It's a really cool... Yeah.
It's a great time for a cold plunge.
It is a great time for a cold plunge, as long as you're not going to a crowded beach.
Don't go to... Yeah, well, no one's crowding at Little Lake right now.
But also, take advantage of being able to use this time for learning.
Everyone's doing, like... I don't know about everyone, but my circle, at least, I definitely have a circle of very ambitious people. I was talking to a friend yesterday, and she's like, man, like, I'm either going to be like super jacked and very organized by the end of this, or like a depressed blob on my floor. Like, I can't decide, because we're all like, I cleaned out my fridge the other day, not like just cleaned out a bunch of old stuff. I like wiped it down and did the whole thing. And Jordan cleaned out like the cupboard where the garbage can and the recycling bins are. Like, we're deep cleaning it. It's great.
Yep.
But also, we got time to read books, which is great. Got time to like sit still.
Do online courses, sit still.
Sure, yeah. Like, there's
stillness.
That kind of list of things that you've had on the back burner for a long time. Like, do it now.
Yeah.
Because I'm excited to get back to work whenever that happens, hopefully soon, and feel like I don't have a list underneath of me. It's like, all the things I wanted to do are done, and I'm starting fresh. It's like a new year.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
It is kind of a time for the world of, I don't know, the busy, overactive people to take a breather from, and I definitely think, from the day-to-day stuff that eats up a lot of our time to get towards doing those bigger goals or bigger projects that we want to accomplish is kind of neat. But obviously that takes a bit of discipline because everybody may just want to sleep in and watch Netflix and... Which,
go ahead if you need the...
Yeah, if you need it.
If you need it, go for it. I think, I don't know, I feel like we're a different class of people. We're like, we get to spend extra time working on stuff. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's...
But...
I don't know, something... I get excited by the fact that, my alarm goes off at 5:59 every morning. Yeah. And that never changed throughout this whole thing.
No, I don't feel like I've had time off. Minus last night was the first night that I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. So I watched The Jungle Book.
Nice.
But
weren't you just watching that?
Yes, actually, that's hilarious. We watched the Walt Disney one a while back, and then we watched the newer one.
Yeah, the one with Christopher Walken as King Louis.
Yeah,
that's a good movie.
It's a good movie. I fell asleep, but it was good till I've seen it before, but it was good.
Oh,
yeah. I forget where. I think I fell asleep right at King Louis.
Okay.
But yeah, what were we? We've been
the discipline.
Busy.
Yeah,
it's been fun.
It has been fun. I'm starting to get a picture of what my day in the life vlog's gonna look like, because that thing was really beastly to figure out, and I don't know if it's going to be my absolute favorite thing that I've put together, because I don't think I got enough transition clips unless I sit there now and say okay, and now this is coming up.
Right, you could narrate it.
Yeah, which I don't really want to do.
No, they're not as...
Because it's now 2.5 weeks later that I'm kind of getting around to doing the narration. So I'm going to put it together and see what it looks like. But, and kind of, I think I'll feel relieved to get it out of the way. It's literally eating up 200 gigabytes of my computer's storage.
Yeah, having 5 hours of camera footage is a lot.
It is a lot. But clearing the way for that will lead into the opportunity for, something that we have kind of planned or envisioned even since the start of Flow Spa, which is the logical progression into creating an opportunity, obviously with kind of this vision of helping people find their flow. Really requires not just hands-off approach, and floating is definitely a cool it's a cool immersion into flow in a lot of ways. And I think tying that in with the practice or the coaching aspect is something that we've wanted to do for a long time. And we got the opportunity to plan it out and envision it a little bit more in the past months, back in February.
Yeah.
And now there's this window of opportunity to really hammer down on it.
It's amazing, yeah.
And so we've been able to really work and dive into that. So
so stay tuned. Something cool's
coming up with bringing sort of the next level of wellness and coaching to our audience.
Yeah, which
audiences, I guess.
Hopefully, yeah. It's funny because people have been kind of harping on everyone as using this time as a marketing opportunity.
Yeah,
but it's just convenient for us. It's not we were going to do this COVID or not. And I think coaching wellness is just here's a big need for it.
For sure. And from some of the, whether you call it the personal development coaches or whatever, they are saying, there are a lot of people that are kind of preying on this time for marketing purposes, but more so the ones that are truly successful long term are those who are sticking to the game plan. And this is something, that's why I think it's super cool that we had this opportunity to really move it forward, because it's the game plan from before any of this stuff happened. It's not like we just
been at least a year and a half that we've been thinking of it.
Yeah, so, it's not that we just kind of it's now is the time to capitalize on something. Yeah. No, it's and it's probably not going to be ready until a lot of this blows over anyway.
Exactly. Hopefully,
because we want it to make it very top quality
Yeah.
too, not just throw something out there.
Yeah.
Because we're seeing, I don't know if you read that Seth Godin
I got
email.
halfway through and then
It was kind of
something
long.
came up. Yeah, I can't remember.
But he's talking about how this is a time where we've got an opportunity to basically reform education.
Yeah.
But it's also very much on the precipice of failing and dipping into something even worse than what we had before, because online learning and the way that it should work ideally is with a lot of interaction and engagement. You know, students in school, and he riffs on the use of the clicker a lot. You know, as a way to say that somebody's in class or not. They do these.
Yeah.
Did you ever have the clicker?
Yeah. I hated them.
Yeah, I think nobody likes them, and that's the problem.
We got like marks.
You get marks.
It was such an obligation
for participating by using the clicker because it's linked.
And you
it's an
forget
ID.
your clicker, and you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Might as well not even be here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so even in universities or in regular school, students are tuning out a lot. They're not paying attention.
Well, what would happen? We do like the clicker stuff at the end, and I was guilty of it too in my first year when I was just like a little piece of scum in my class, like playing my mystery games, and then they're like, "Get your clickers out," and I'm like, oh, "Okay, perfect. I'll do this." Wasn't listening. Doesn't matter. Right or wrong doesn't matter. Just attendance matters. So like it was not effective.
Yeah, and the problem is online education is even worse because people could be just on Instagram on their phone and they've got the screen up or whatever.
How do you show someone's part of it?
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't know there's an interesting thing with Zoom. It actually has, it's called the focus feature. And I don't know how it works exactly, but it shows who's paying attention or not.
Oh, that's cool.
And I don't know.
How do you show that you're paying attention?
I'm not exactly sure. We'd have to like look into it more.
Stare at the camera.
Maybe, or I don't know if it uses the camera to detect where like eyes are positioned or something, or if it's the open window and there's nothing else on your screen.
Oh, maybe.
It could do that too. I'm not exactly sure. But another thing that's good with Zoom is, you know, it's got the discussion board and stuff. And Seth was talking about another feature that I didn't know Zoom had, probably for like when you pay for one of their premium models of it, is you can have up to 250 people in the group, in the chat or whatever, in the conference call. And then the host or the moderator can then break it up into up to 50 different groups. And so it goes into these little video discussions with everybody in your little group.
Cool.
And so I guess that would be no more than 5 people. So you've got this very tight knit engagement, and you discuss for 5 or 7 minutes, and then the moderator brings you back into the whole thing. Yeah. So that's
a friend of mine's in school, right? Like school now, it's gone online, but she has a presentation she has to do.
Oh yeah.
Like a group presentation, but they're like no one's together, so they're doing that same idea. I think it's a different platform.
Yeah.
WebEx, or I don't know what it is, but same idea though.
Yeah.
Like these little groups are presenting, and then all the slides are able to be shared like with everyone else. And then you say like, okay, click on the next slide, and then they talk about it, and it's kind of cool. It's a way to, they're making it work. Yeah.
Those platforms are definitely going to profit during this time.
Oh gosh, yeah. This is the moment they've been waiting for.
Yeah, they'll have their best. They'll have their best quarters ever for sure.
Yeah.
Whether it's
But here's the thing I think we were talking about was like no one's an expert on these times right now because it's so new. And like the last pandemic was not in our lifetime.
Yeah.
So, I mean, unless we count like SARS or something, but it wasn't to this measure, I don't think, was it?
I don't know if it was.
I think it was an epidemic.
Yeah, I don't know if that was considered a pandemic.
Yeah. No, I mean, anyway, like it's been a long time since our last plague. Yeah. So, I think a lot of people are trying to, like we said, like monopolize on this and sell all these courses or sell all these online things, and it's like, I don't know, like no one really knows the direction of where we're going.
Yep.
No one really knows what's going on. It's all day by day, and I would say like I think people just need to put on the brakes for a second.
Well, yeah.
Like, that's kind of what I feel like, at least intuitively, that I'm supposed to do. Like, don't pump so much stuff. Like, everyone's pumping stuff out, and it's almost like you're getting hit in the face with all these, like...
Yeah, and that's
like
where...
trying to sell. I don't have money coming in. I can't buy your thing.
Exactly.
Like...
And that's where the need for the digital minimalism is also really important. But also why I thought it was important to mention the Seth thing, because I thought it was amazing. The other night you pulled up your Instagram and there was so many people going live stream.
Yeah, there was like 6 or 7 to choose from.
And so I think here's my solution.
Yeah.
Is like everybody's trying to do the live stream thing right now.
Yeah.
Which is okay. It maybe isn't the best option for a lot of businesses or whatever to just go live because everybody's doing it. How are you going to pick which live stream you go to?
Well, that's where I was stuck the other night. I was like, hey, I like this person and they're live, but then I know this person. Like, even last night I tuned into Jess's and I was like, but also there's this cool one here. And like, obviously I'm going to choose Jess's, but it was, everyone's got something.
People are being kind of torn apart on where to pay attention. And the other thing that also, like you said, it's a pretty good model to do, like offer a free trial right now.
Yeah.
But everybody's just offering the free trial to get people to sign up for like the long-term thing, which once again, people may not have income coming in. I think the answer is just be very judicious and pick one thing that you really want to pay attention to.
Yeah.
And actually pay attention to it for the full webinar or live stream.
Thing, right?
Like if it's an hour in length, don't jump around to multiple ones. Just stay in one lane.
Yeah, and at least have some, we'll say, stillness or just some discipline.
Yeah.
At least, because it's definitely, social media is a really, it turns us into like, what's the word? We're just squirrel brains. Like, you jump from one thing to one thing, and it's so easy to do, and then you realize that you've done that for an hour and gathered nothing. Mm-hmm. Like, there's just no productivity with that. So I think right now, I think with a lot of things, we're all being framed with, like, we have a choice to make.
Yeah.
And it's, you can either choose to use this time efficiently, whatever that means to you, whether it's like reevaluating whether or not you like the job that you're going to go back to at some point, or doing those things that you've been putting off or whatever. You could do that, or you could sit on your butt and, or you could tune into these people that you want to support or that are supporting you, or you could just spend your time freaking out. You could choose fear. You could choose gratitude. Like, there's a lot of, I think we're at an interesting crossroads.
For sure.
And I hope that, that what comes out of this is people are realizing more things about themselves, more things about like their desires in life, because we have time to sit on it. Mm-hmm. Hopefully, if you live with a partner or roommate or something, like, relationships can be stronger because of it. Like, you've got more time to kind of nourish the things that you haven't been.
Yeah.
So,
parents are kind of struggling with, what am I supposed to do with my kids?
Yeah. Play with them. Like, make activities, bake cookies with them, play, like, I don't know, days like this, or not days like this, because I don't know that, but like, we had, what was it, the blackout in 2000 and whatever.
Yeah.
I can't remember, but we were off school for a long time, and like we had like a week-long game of Monopoly going on. Like, it was the best. Or puzzles. Mm-hmm. Or like, we had a trampoline in the backyard, so that kept us busy for hours. But stuff like that, like, there's so many things you can do. Yep. And it's cool, actually. I'm seeing a lot of, like, I live close to Armour Hill, if anyone wants to know, and I see so many kids out there right now, like biking and playing basketball, and like, it's kind of cool. It's like back to the good old days of like,
I was thinking that's another thing, that this may be a time where getting outdoors for kids is a resurgence, because I know that things have shifted a lot to where most kids prefer to play in a virtual playground instead of outdoors.
Yeah.
So
things are being, I don't know. I kind of feel like Mother Nature knows what's up right now. Like, I feel like she's just like, hey, let's sweep this COVID through so that people really learn what their priorities are in life. And like, there's also that conversation too of just like people are driving less, which is amazing. Like let's restore some of the carbon in the air. Like but I don't know, I kind of feel like there's like an agenda behind this almost, if I can say that. Like if COVID has an agenda where priorities are being realized and people are going outside more. Like the trails I go on, normally I go on them because there's 0 people on them and I love that. And the past couple days I've seen like many people on them. So it's nice to see that people are getting outside. And it's not just outside, it's like the secluded wilderness. Like it's not, that's lovely. So hopefully there's some good, there is good that's coming out of this.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah, we'll see.
I think I had another sort of point with that, but now it's sort of left my thoughts. Anyway.
I don't know. But, I guess we've kind of covered lots of bases here.
We have. Oh, I know what the one thing that I really wanted to mention, just because I think with the sort of coinciding stock market correction or crash that's going on, a lot of people, I feel like there's more intelligence around investing these days, just because I don't know, when I first got into personal finance, it seemed like nobody really knew this stuff. It seems like more people, with the ads for Quest Trade and stuff, like self-directed investing, it's definitely a bigger thing now, or I'm just at least seeing a lot more of it with people that I know. Yeah. But a book that's really valuable that you should probably check out right now, it's a very quick read, is Tony Robbins' Unshakable. He wrote it after the market correction in 2016 or 2017, where people were a little bit fearful, and it's kind of a guidebook on how to deal with these stock market crashes and everything, and how you can actually capitalize on it for long term.
Gordon and I were talking about that the other day.
Fortune, really. And so it is actually a good opportunity, and Warren Buffett's the one that has essentially created this extremely quotable quote, which is buy when people are fearful and sell when people are bold, or people are buying up. Yeah. And this is the time where everybody's selling, and that's why the stock market's crashing. Yep. People are just jumping ship. And so, I mean, it sucks if like all of your money was in investments, but part of having an unshakable or like this all weathers or all seasons sort of portfolio is that you've got cash on hand for these times where you can then buy into the best option. Read Unshakable and figure it out. Things that are, I think there's 2 things. You can buy into like a couple of stocks that you believe wholeheartedly are going to stand the test of time, because they will always go up. They're going to go up. The market. Yeah. Or even a little more securely is index funds, which have taken this dip, but they will always go up over time. Yeah. At least, I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, and I think everybody that kind of makes these financial statements likes to make sure that that's clarified. So you can always talk to your financial investor or advisor. But the thing is, at least historically, that's always been the case. And so if you've got your tax return, that's a good time to make use of some of that cash to invest it.
And if you don't, use this week or these 2 weeks to get your taxes done. Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. So that hopefully you can get a tax return. And like, it's hard to say when the bottom out is, but that's also not the strategy to figure out exactly when the very bottom is. Yeah. The strategy is more so that you're able to buy when the market's low and sit on it for the next 30 years. So that if you're young enough, when you're ready to retire, you've actually got this extra.
Yeah, you got a cushion. Yep. Yep, it's been built up. For sure.
So check out Unshakable. It's a very easy read that gives you some of this. At least it helps a lot of people, I think, deal with the anxiety around that's good. Around like these money and the market corrections and stuff. Yeah. And I think all of the money, entirely, whether it's all the profit, probably all the profit, because otherwise you'd be losing money. All the profit from the book actually goes to feeding Americans or feeding families. Nice. So every single dollar that's earned from Tony's book actually
That's
goes
nice.
to providing meals for families.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So a good
and
time to do that right
it
now.
is a good
then.
time to do that.
And you can probably buy it online so that you're not like in Kindle version
Yeah,
or
you could probably
something.
the Kindle version.
Because I'm sure chapters open. I'm sure they're not.
I'm not sure.
I would imagine they're going to be closed within the next.
Probably.
They're a non-essential store.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I know that there's I've started following, there's a used bookstore downtown.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're open.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
So
I
we can
know
check
that
it out
they're hoping that people will come in and pick up books for their
Yeah, it's a good
their
time for
family
the book market.
It is. I forget
just
what
wash your
I
hands
don't know
after.
what it's called. Do you know what the name
No,
of it
I just
is?
know where it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I started following them recently, and
Cool.
they've got lots of good books right now too.
Sweet. So let's give some practical tips, just like firing them off.
Yeah.
To kind of
I think
wrap things up.
to wrap things up, we've already covered pretty clearly the financial stuff. Don't be like overly fearful right now, because we've got a lot of government support, and also like the if you're worried about like the stock market stuff, it's gonna work itself out eventually.
Yeah,
like
just ride the wave.
Yeah, ride the wave. Don't be too fearful, and don't feed into it more. Like people sell when, like, once again, Warren Buffett, people sell when the market's low because they get super fearful, and then they've just lost their nest
And then
egg.
they've just self-sabotage.
What else? Digital minimalism. So batch your Facebook consumption or your checking of the news a couple times a day. Nothing more is like do 3 or 4 if you need to. Especially, I would say limit it from the first 3 or 4 hours in the morning. Maybe 2 to 3, depending on how much what your job is or whatever. And then like the last 2 to 3 hours of the night, so that you don't get like this rush of anxiety before going to sleep.
Exactly. Take some time for yourself, right?
And that'll give you more time throughout the day to find that stillness that will help with preventing this anxiety that we're all facing, and also get a lot of cool stuff done right now.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, don't feed the beast. Like, if you've got this anxiety in you, every time you check, you're just rewiring in your brain this anxiety. So like I said, with everything, we have 2 choices right now. We have 2 roads we can go down. So you could choose to feed your anxiety, or you could choose to practice some peace. Yeah. Like, that's your option right now. And you are in charge of that. Like, the media is not. Social media is not. Like, it's, make sure you stay on top of yourself, your mental health. Like,
and then wellness rapid fire, what would you say?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. Relax your body. The whole thing. Not just your mind. Like, having muscle tension, having joint tension can bring inflammation to the body, which can then also make you unwell. Like, having a really stiff, rigid body is not good on your lymphatic system, your immune system, your stress response. So if you can find ways to like bring ease to your muscles, whether it's just kind of conscious practice of that, like, okay, soften, or, you know, having a bath, doing a cold plunge will make you feel better after, not during. Yoga, there's so many yoga options around. Like, doing something to relax your body will help so much. Go.
Sleep more.
Do that.
A chance if you're not having to get up and go to work, or even if it is still your schedule, just be a little more diligent about not staying up all night. Like, go to sleep. Sleep more is the number one thing you can do for your immune system.
Amen.
And that's what we need right now.
Eat colorfully. Like, we have an opportunity right now, you know, bars and restaurants are closed, and yes, you can get takeout, but we want to stay home. So you have the opportunity to start cooking your own meals. You've got the time. Don't tell me you don't right now. So eat colorfully, eat things that have, you know, a lot of probiotics in it, and eat things that have a lot of enzymes in it, like pineapple. Ooh, let's do that right now. Things that are going to help clean out your system. Whole foods, high fiber. Like, let's take care of ourselves that way. High vitamin C. I
would say it's kind of a 2-part. So you said relax your body more. Also keep moving.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
And do so outside. We can't go to the gym. So if you've got a backyard, if you've got a front yard, if you've got a park nearby,
there's something. It's easy.
It's easy to. You can still social distance and get outside, like you said. The trails are wild. The sun's out. So get that vitamin D from the sun.
And the trees can handle you. You know, the trees they take what we give and they give what we take. So it's this beautiful relationship of like, go be around the trees.
The
Get
trees,
your
the trees
oxygen.
purify the air.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
also, even indoor plants, if you don't have some, maybe get some, or essential oils.
Clean your air. Open your windows, even if it's chilly, like just for a second. Breathe in some freshness. Yeah. Absolutely. I like that. And absolutely move your body more. Like when I say relax the muscles, I also mean like,
for sure.
Move. Do something.
You did say yoga, but any movement like exercise.
Even high intensity. If we want to get some adrenaline pumping, like adrenaline does you good too if you use it right. Yeah. Right? Not just using it to be anxious on the watching TV. Yeah. But using your adrenaline to cleanse your immune system, to flush out your body. Like, let's go, Wim Hof. Let's
I mean, Pilates on Demand is offering 2 weeks free. Josh Chessman just created a home workout program. Yep. There's lots of good opportunities.
There's so much. Yes.
I know lots of people.
Animal Flow has Animal Flow on Demand. Cool. Like you can go check that out. I think they have your first.
Pulse is doing daily.
Yeah, I saw that.
Social distancing workouts. They're probably filming them right now.
Probably, yeah.
They're doing those, and then so I guess the only other rapid fire, like what supplements or whatever could help.
Yeah.
Supplements or the nutrients to look out for. You did say like lots of colorful stuff.
Color, yeah. I mean, vitamin C is a given. Yep. That's just, we need that. It's great for the immune system. I've been drinking a lot of chaga. And echinacea tea. Like these kind of things just to kind of give me a boost and also make me feel like, part of it's just making me feel like I'm doing something for myself, or it's just like, this is good. But finding like chaga is really good for like alkalizing the body. So bringing your pH to where it should be to function optimally. Mm-hmm. Obviously right now chaga is a bit hard to access if you're not like, if you can't buy it from a store, but you can go out in nature and find it. It is around. What else? I mean, I've been taking bee propolis. That's maybe not everyone's cup of tea, but I really enjoy what the bees can do for the immune system. Yeah. And you've got a few tips there, I know.
For sure. Well, I mean, getting outside for the vitamin D, but I would still super dose your vitamin D right now for immunity. Zinc is another good one, a high quality, particularly zinc lozenges. I've learned from Ben Greenfield is the way to go. Yeah. Any kind of zinc is going to still be good for the immune system though. Yeah. It's one of those things that's really important. Also, like, what's another good one? Yeah, any of the like water soluble vitamins are really important for energy levels and immune system, stress control. Yeah. So vitamin C, all the B vitamins, which comes from a balanced diet for sure, or you can get something like that. If you're not like a big veggie person, like a green supplement is very useful at this point. Yeah, I like those more than multivitamins. I agree. Most of the time. Yeah. And then a couple like oil of oregano, if you can get a high quality one, that's a really good antibacterial. Yeah. And,
in small doses though, if you have too much of it, it will kill all your bacteria and then you're going to end up with gut issues.
Yeah. And then and diarrhea. So that also there's a lot of time. You can ferment your foods right now. So probiotics are really good for the immune system.
Kombucha, get it in you. Like
maybe I've got to revive my scobies. They're a little bit worn out right now. It's been a while since They're doing okay. They're kind of living in the like the kombucha vinegar right now, so they're doing okay. But sauerkraut is very easy to make. I've actually got a blog post from a couple of years ago on how to make sauerkraut at home.
Yeah, don't you? It's just cabbage and salt. Like it can be.
Yeah. That's all it is. Yeah, is cabbage and salt and.
Can you make it with purple cabbage?
You can. It doesn't.
I just have a purple cabbage at home right now, which is why I'm asking.
You definitely can. It doesn't break down as softly.
I wondered. Okay.
So it would take quite a bit longer to ferment it, or I mean, to at least break it down. So it's like crunchier. It's crunchy. Which, if you like that,
I do like
still
that.
Good. But it does work. Yeah.
Bone broth. We could talk about that too. You have time to make bone broth.
Yeah, if you can...
should you have bones to source?
I mean, you might be... Like, I know Primal Cuts is delivering to cars or whatever.
Oh,
like, I don't think they're allowing anybody in. So you could definitely go to, like, one of the local... Franz's is still open. So some of the local butchers...
Sweet Beast is still open in East City.
Yeah. Or I guess people listening not in Peterborough, too. Just, like, find a way you can go... Like, local butchers are probably not completely closed because... That would put them out of business most likely.
And they're at the end of the day they're a grocery store, so they're they're allowed to be open. So
grocery stores is another place you can get sometimes you could get like a whole chicken, you know, or
yeah, exactly. And then you can
anything with bones is going to make bone broth.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not hard to find bones. Like
No.
it sounds kind of creepy, but it's really not. And they're usually cheap
Yeah.
because what do you do with them? But the bone broth can be so awesome for your immune system, your gut health, just filling in those gaps of nutrients that you're not getting.
Yeah.
Really good for like cleaning out, like if you have leaky gut or anything like that, like cleaning out these little pockets in your GI tract that are holding on to the scum.
Yeah. And then I think the other final tip, which I recently kind of learned more from Ben Greenfield as well, is fasting. We are kind of at like a little bit of a, well, it's not like we need to ration food at this point.
Not yet, hopefully never.
Excuse me. Yeah. The grocery stores aren't running out of food despite people's pandemonium around.
They're running out of frozen food and bread,
but there's
and
lots
pasta,
of fresh food,
which is alarming.
Which is important. But so even like a 16-8, you know, like only eat for 8 hours throughout the day. 16-8 kind of fasting is sort of the tried and true way to go.
Yeah.
And that will also boost your immune system. Do
you want to explain a little bit why? Just so people...
I forget.
I will explain a little bit why.
Explain why.
At least what I know is that, first off, it gives your body time to do rest and digest.
True.
Like it's not distracted in the digestive system.
Like kind of insulin control as a way to like reduce inflammation. Yeah.
But also like the fasting, the cold plunging, the sauna stuff, like it gives your body time to kick out its sort of reject cells, like the cells in your body that aren't performing as efficiently. It gives them time to give them the boot. It's like, okay, we got it. Like, especially the cold plunge. It's like, okay, we got to like use all hands on deck right now. And you cells are not helping. So go, you're dead. Sauna, same thing. Like we're basically burning the shit cells. And same with fasting. So it gives you time, like you feel hungry. And the ones that are weak, that aren't like helping you stay alive, you know, through that fast, through this like mild starvation, they get kicked off too.
Yeah.
So it's basically like you are fine tuning your body to, you know, be as efficient as possible. I will say that with a disclaimer, though, if you are someone who struggles with eating disorders or blood pressure issues, blood sugar issues, like fasting might be dangerous for you.
Yep.
So know your body. Don't listen to this and think this is the way to go. Yep. It works for a large portion of people. I can't fast personally because I get faint.
Okay. Even like an 18 or a 16-8? I
do better with like 14, 10 or whatever. Yeah. Because I do get I'll wake up dizzy or things like that. But so know your body, know what you can handle, and have a cold shower.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's enough tips for this
That
episode.
Is a large amount. We could probably just have that as one episode.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I think we ran out of video anyway, so maybe I'll edit that as the rapid fire and then put out the rest for next week or something.
That'll do.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Stay safe. Stay 6 meters away, everybody.
Yeah.